Gotta get my camera doing the follow me thing. There we go. Okay, still doing the same stuff as last week. Oh, you know what? I need to fix something. Before I go, let's go. I need to turn something off. I need to turn off my screen. Okay. Here, everything looks good. Quit that. Here. Shoot. Burp, and burp, burp, burp. Great. Lighting is good. I need to send a photo. I'll send that soon. Wait. Okay. I'll do that later. Okay. Close you. We can get this thing back up and running. Boop. Boop. There we go. And for the time being, yo, Stoney, what's going on? Yeah. So I think I may have. I'm not gonna say I figured it out the problem, but I did figure out what I think I figured out a solution, and that is opening OBS in safe mode. That raises the question: what is the problem in not safe mode that's causing the issue? But you know, this is one of those that's like, I'll do the patchy fix. What's going on, Stoney? I am doing a quick look at the schedule for Developer Week, which I'm going to be attending. I'm just picking out some talks that I want to go to. Got to send these over to a colleague, or just like take a note really quick, and then I'm gonna get back to the work stuff. Let's see, where is here? Big data, developer activity. I hate that. Okay, big data mastery. Bored out of your mind waiting for the database injection. It's coming. Actually, today is going to be mostly DevOps stuff. The app stuff got pretty much sorted out last time. There's a lot of Terraform stuff that I have no idea what the heck it's doing, but we'll see. Hero architecture, developer community manager, sonar. I am gonna want to watch that one. Understand cloud recovery costs, harnessing large language models. Building a dual persona product suite. Any of these look good to you? Can I tone the music down? Yes, thank you. I asked on my last stream. How's that? That feels, wait, no, that's too much. How's that? That feels about right. Looking at my levels. I think that feels right. Little higher. Okay. Burp. That's like a scotch higher. I think I'm good on the lo-fi stuff too. I was doing the chip tunes for a while. Okay, just making sure the camera still got me. Little, not a smidge. Okay, sorry. There you go. That's a scotch. But see, that looks, according to the levels, that's almost back to where it was. Okay, great. I feel like it's back to where it was, and you were just messing with me. You're getting better, Stoney. Gotta give that one to you. Okay, where are we? Gradle backend should be designed for front-end developers. Whoa, that's a statement. I just come in to check your levels. All right, see ya. That's so funny. Okay, building ingress. Developer experience, leverage AI, unlock the optimal customer experience. There's gonna be a lot of AI stuff here, and rightly so. That's the stuff that I'm actually mostly interested in right now. Vonage. Oh, I do know. Oh, I think being VIP. Yeah, what does VIP mean for other people? I have no idea. Splunk. Oh, CD Villard wants VIP. Is that what you're saying? Or just gimme. Just gimme. You think I'm just handing out? You think I'm just handing these out? By the way, I noticed the periods at the end of gimme, yes, and yes. That's an interesting choice. I feel like adding periods at the end of yes is like a conscious decision. I got to get through this. I got to get through just bookmarking what I'm going to do and then sending these links to someone, and then I can get onto the stream. Also reflex. Okay. VIP should be earned. I agree, but Stony, if that's the case, what can we say really qualifies earning VIP? I feel like all you had to do was ask about it or mention it. I mean, that's not nothing, right? I'm just saying CD's over here also putting in the same level of, you better start watching your words there, buddy, or you're gonna un-VIP yourself? Okay, let's see. Okay, focus. You guys, if you guys want to help me like get through this, this is actually for my work stuff. I don't want that. Okay. It's coming. Hold on. We're going to get there. Evil Martians. Oh, I do love Evil Martians. I don't know if I want to go to a dev roundtable though. How to build an interactive board. Cypress for end-to-end testing. You are Akamai. I'm gonna be there for sure. You know it. Stop overspending on cloud with automation. That one sounds pretty good actually. Oh, but I gotta be at this giveaway. Okay, so that slot's taken. Anything looking good? Security beyond the classroom. Mono repos. Role of ethics. Okay. Flat file. Keynote. The revolution customer experience. Evil Martian's websites is busted for you. Really? Well, I gotta say, Stony, CV's doing a really good job of becoming VIP by totally distracting me from what I was doing, which is also what you did, presumably to get your VIP badge. Also, Brant, I know you're lurking. Kind of applies for you too. Good distractions. It's not broken for me. Yeah. And Evil Martians, man, they got really good. They got a really killer team. Like they're one of the teams that I'm like, if I were to join a team like wanting to be like a dream team that is kind of understated, Evil Martians does a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah. Stony, you have been putting in the time. I will give you that. You've been putting in the time more than I've been putting in the time. Okay. Elephant in your database. Top 5 JavaScript issues in all our code bases. Phil Nash. I kind of want to do that. I'm not going to do that though. Tuesday, I'm not. No, that's it. Okay, cool. I'm going to send these over to my team. Okay, sending these for myself for later. Just bear with me as I just kind of do this last little work task before my streaming work task. I promise it's work related. Actually, it is work related, but it's also, it feels less work related, especially when Stoney's on stream. And Brent. Brent used to be a little bit more active. Now it's a lot of lurking, which is also fine. Appreciate the lurk. I just miss you. Okay, that's that. That was a lot of links. That's closed now. Okay, so what I'm doing for anyone that has not been here is I have been working on this demo app that basically uses Terraform to deploy an app that looks like this. It goes to the Linode cloud, it deploys a server with my app in it, and it deploys a server with my database in it. The user can connect to the server, which talks to the database, gets the data back. Problem with that architecture is the way the database is set up, and there's a number of ways there's a number of ways to deal with this. But in some architectures, you can imagine that if you have a remote app, you want it to talk to a remote database, the database may not know the IP address of the app, so it's hard to like create an allow list and then block everything else. Hold on, where are we? Just catching up. Let's see. For some reason, you're getting Gatsby errors. Oh, that's right. Thanks to me, you have VIP too. Yeah, that's right. No, CD, not you. That was for Mr. B, which is B1. B1's got VIP. CD, you know what? You come to the stream. You come to my next stream, which will likely be tomorrow. You're getting VIP. How about that? Yo, I can't just give it up. I don't even like have affiliate status turned on. I'm giving this away for free. I'm not even giving you guys like, you don't have to watch any sort of promos, which is great because I'm very anti those ads. You has demands? I got demands too. You're gonna make me click a couple buttons? You gotta show up tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. And VO Nasty stepping in. I think that's a first time chatter. So when the streamer values you being there all the time and trusts you to not get them in trouble, especially when it comes down to links. Yes, Stony, I will give you that. You have been trustworthy in the links. I have been a little too trusting in some of the links that I have clicked. So far, nothing's bad has happened, but well, yeah, no one gets ads on this channel. No ads. That's how we do. I'm not trying to make money. Okay, so what we're saying is in the cloud, we provision 2 servers. We use one to install a database because we don't know the deployment IP address of the other one, which we probably could fit. There's other approaches to this, but the focus of this conversation is for VPCs. So in this case, because the database is allowing access from any remote client, all a bad actor needs to get access to the database is the IP address or the host, the username, the password, and the port address, which is still a lot of information that most wouldn't have. But if you want to add another layer, you could introduce this virtual private cloud, which is this green box here, which essentially the architecture that we're building is both the app and the database live within this VPC, but the database is essentially only allowing access from other machines, basically all other machines, but only within the VPC. So we don't need to know the app's IP address. We are going to basically like delegate an address to it and allow that address. We're going to delegate an address within the VPC to the app and then also allow access to the database from that IP address. And that way you get this, where an attacker, even if they know the IP address of the database and the host and even the username and password, they still can't access it because their machine will not be running within the VPC. Get what? All the Phoebes from my employer? Yeah, I get paid from my employer, which is great. Like, I don't need this. I mean, honestly, I don't even know how much I would earn from Twitch, that it's worth so little that just having people come and not have to watch, knowing that people don't have to watch commercials or ads, to me is more valuable. I wish we had a better platform for developer content streaming. I personally am not actually a fan of Twitch, despite being on here. Okay, so where I'm at, let's see. Last time I got here, where we're at, where we're kind of starting this, is over here. I should be able to see that all right. I'm using Terraform. I have an application built with Qwik. It connects to a database. It was kind of working okay. The application side of things is not what I'm really focusing on. I'm trying to get this Terraform thing deployed. So I'm deploying to Linode. This could kind of work for any VPC really, but I use Linode because my company owns it and I get to use it for free, and they're excellent. I mean, it's a VPS, so it's about as good as it gets. I don't know. VPS is VPS. And what we're doing is generating a couple of VPSs. Those are servers, pulling up a couple servers, putting my SSH key onto it so I can log in really quick, generating a VPC. This part still needs work. I'm hoping to get to that today or maybe tomorrow. Wait. CD, you getting serious about what? Oh, you're gonna wait. You're getting serious about building the developer streaming platform? That would be sick. I don't think you're the only one thinking that. You know what would be really cool is if someone live streamed on their own platform, building out their own platform. I mean, you'd have to have it at like a certain level to begin with, but you could always start on Twitch and YouTube and then like build it out in public. Be kind of cool. Ooh, if you're thinking about learning and building it out, that is going to be a huge undertaking. And it's going to cover so many important things. I mean, just authentication is not easy. Payments, streaming, like video, how you host it. Fills is, I haven't seen Fills in a while. But Fills is another usual on here. Okay, so we get our other VPS. We put up an application server that's going to be running Ubuntu. And what else is it going to need? It's got my SSH keys. It's going to be within the VPC that we're generating. And then I configure the server. So this is where I'm kind of stuck right now. I have this script that I use that is supposed to configure the server with everything that I need, including NVM, Node, PM2, getting the app source code, building it. I don't know if this is the best place to run it. This is also where I'm running into some issues, but essentially pushing the schema for the database into the database, like applying basically connecting to the database and constructing the database that I want to use for my app. And then I'm also seeding it with some information because this is kind of a demo. Then it starts the application, and then it starts this technology called Caddy, which is an HTTP server. Absolutely love it. One thing that Caddy will do is give you an SSL certificate. Need to configure Caddy, so that's what we do here. We restart Caddy, and then I'm trying to confirm that I'm getting these environment variables onto my server. So far, I've had it at various stages of working, and then trying to modify some things and accidentally breaking things. So where I'm at right now is I have applied my changes once. So I should be able to get into my server, which is here. Y'all are not going to be able to see my Linode dashboard because I don't know if I want to expose all of the IP addresses for all of the apps that I run, but you can see these. So root at that, yes, that's fine. We're gonna see, oh yeah, something else that this is doing is it's configuring my domain name to connect it to my IP address. This is obviously not working at the moment, and I don't know why. So if we're in the server, I can see PM2 was installed correctly, but it ran an application that didn't work correctly. So what is the problem there? And it looks like PM2 logs. Okay, so the problem here is PM2 thinks that the command it needs to run is npm. And no, that's not the problem. The problem here is it's running PM2 start, and then that's the only command it's receiving. This needs to be the entire command, so that needs to be quoted first. I think that's going to fix one issue. Or we're gonna do. Let's see if I can get this part fixed. Actually, I need to check something else. I'm gonna say the caddy file. This is not being provisioned correctly either. So this was working. And the problem that I have here is this was working when I had all of these environment variables in line with this command. I pulled those out because I was having to redeclare them so many times. But this isn't working either. So the problem is I want these variables to be reusable in this bash script, because this bash script needs to reference them here and here. And also I want PM2 and all of these database commands to also work. Okay, one thing at a time. One thing at a time, Austin. Let's get this PM2 thing working. Okay, I'm gonna get that done. I'm going to destroy all of the provisioning, the infrastructure provisioning I've done with Terraform, and then redeploy everything. So that's going to give me a new IP address, and this takes a little while. And in the meantime, so that should solve this problem. And oops, I need to push that up. Changing npm script. Changing. Okay, let's push that up. So that should fix the npm thing not working. Oh yeah, Phil's is working now. That's all right. Okay, so maybe it's a good time to, yeah, I think it's a good time to look into no. So what I had before, if I go to, where is it here? Yes, timeline, somewhere way back here. I had these commands looking like this, and this was actually working. I don't know if I want to do this. I wonder if I have to do this in more than one place, or if I can just like push this to the top, like grab these guys. Get rid of that. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna comment these out. I'm gonna see if I can just put these here. Shouldn't need that actually. Oops. Okay, and then I need port. Where is port? Also need you. Burp. That might be one option. That doesn't make any sense. That's just reassigning these. So in theory, these would already have to be defined. But when this script runs, it's echoing these, and these are not getting written into this temp file. So something about this line is not working. Okay, server's still provisioning. So what I'm gonna check, this is a weird thing. If anyone's paying attention, and maybe someone out there is a bash expert that can help me with this. My Terraform script runs. It's going to echo, export these variables. So all of these variables are going to ultimately be written into the bash RC file. And then I'm using source to like reinitialize the bash profile with these presumably global environment variables. Then I pull down the app, I run this initialization script. It should have these variables in place, and at the end of by the end of when this script runs, presumably after all of this, it's going to echo something to a temp file. And currently what I have is that temp file ends up being empty. And one of the things that gets written is a caddy file, or modified, a caddy file with these environment variables, and they end up empty for these variables. But when I open up the bash RC file, it does contain these variables in it, this line, with the correct information. So what kills me about this is somehow these get written correctly, but when this runs, it doesn't get written correctly. But then if I rerun this, if I log into the server and rerun this script, it will work. It will have access to these. So maybe something about exiting and re-entering the machine reloads the bash script. Like maybe this line is not working. Oh, it's so frustrating. Okay. So we're there now. We can go to our server. We can SSH root at server. Yes, that's fine. And then we can cd into the app. We can echo domain. The domain variable is set. Oops. We can look at the temp file. We can see that is empty, which is the frustrating part, despite the fact that domain is set at this point. So I think this initialization script is being run before, I don't know. Let's see. Bash, apply new export environment variables. Like I thought this would work. This is what I have. No one echo from range. I don't know. Let's see. CD, gotta drop off. Focus on your own work. Have a good stream. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow with your VIP badge. Okay. So why don't I use an env file? This is a good question. Essentially, one of the variables that needs to exist, or we're talking for an application. I actually talked about this yesterday after you were gone, or Friday after you were gone. I could use a .env file. The problem is I don't know all of the information that is going to go into the .env file. All of these that start with var dot, I know at the time of authoring what these need to be. However, this one is the tricky one, right? So this Linode instance, I basically need to get the IP address from the database to know how to connect to that server. And the application needs to know that. Okay, so that's one knock against a .env file. And you don't necessarily need a .env file, right? Or you can have a .env file and have some missing information and fill that in. So that's not a comprehensive answer. Reason number 2 is when I'm dealing with environment variable or like variables, let's say just variables in general. I have 2 places that those variables need to be applied. One is when Terraform builds everything up, and one is when the application runs. So I can, and unfortunately, the environment variable, the way environment variables get set in those 2 is not the same, meaning they can't both use .env files. Terraform doesn't use .env, it uses its own variable file. So my options are use a single .env file that is going to be provided to the application, or like thinking of it from the application first. I would use a .env file. Then I could tell Terraform, hey, go and find this .env file and do there's like a weird kind of clunky, kludgy way to take whatever is in a .env file and use it in Terraform to do something with. That still doesn't give me the benefit of like having access to this IP address, but I can use the Terraform way like I'm doing here and like put that in. Option number 2, which is the option that I am going for, is starting from the infrastructure side and saying you have Terraform be the source of truth for environment variables, which is what I'm doing. So then I have a Terraform-centric place to put environment variables, and then have Terraform like provide all of them, which is a pain in the butt right now. I mean, I see that that's what I'm struggling with, and maybe there's another option. The other option I thought of, I think it's still written here. What I could theoretically do is have environment variables. They can either be provided inline, which is what I'm currently doing, or I could have Terraform generate a .env file and put it next to my app, like inject it into the application, and have that provided. And kind of the final, and that would probably be good under most circumstances or most apps. I think I would probably choose to go that way. The reason I'm not in this application is because Qwik actually has a stance on environment variables that you should only use them in development, or you should essentially, this is something that most developers probably don't need to think about, but because Qwik can run in multiple different runtimes, if you wanted to author your code in such a way that accessing environment variables is the same across runtimes, you would use the built-in environment variable providers from Qwik, and Qwik is responsible for injecting environment variables into your application. And you should not use .env files, because .env files is a pretty runtime specific paradigm. Like, I think Dino has it. I don't know if Bun supports .env files out of the box. Node just added it recently, or you could use a package. But it's not like it's not consistent across runtimes. It all seems so convoluted. You're used to Git, Heroku, Docker, and Netlify. They all just pass in env variables. It just works. Yeah, you're right. I'm basically rebuilding something like Heroku. And again, different needs for different use cases. I'm building an app that requires a VPC, and you can't have a VPC with Heroku or Docker or Netlify. Like that's not a thing. You'd have to deploy. So let's say with Netlify, for example, you'd have to deploy. They're primarily a front end app, right? But then they expose a way to add functions as like a service. So you can deploy a function, right? If you want to talk to a database. From the front end code, you kind of can't do that directly. So you deploy a backend function, a Netlify function. And then the Netlify function needs the credentials to access the database. And then you'd still need a database somewhere. And maybe you use a service like, I don't know, PlanetScale or Neon or something, right? They will deploy a database for you, and they will give you options to only provide an allow list of IP addresses, but then you have to know where those IP addresses are. And if your function that you deployed to Netlify, it's like a function as a service function, it's never going to know where that function is being deployed to. You don't have a way to limit access just by the IP address. So this is a concern more for companies of a certain scale, like more like enterprise customers, I'd say, is being able to create and deploy your own private cloud that can communicate within the cloud, but anything outside cannot. Does that answer your question? It is convoluted, but it's convoluted for a reason. I'm not trying to deploy I am deploying a simple app, I get that, but it's hopefully an example use case for something that would be more robust. Trust me, I am also a fan of things that are just work and are easy, but that is not my project today. And for some reason, I like doing things the hard way, it seems, because this is not working. Okay, let's take this. Let's do this. We're gonna copy, paste. Comment all this out. That's not working. What was working was that bash rc doot. I think I got that right. So passing all the environment variables. My git clone command, that doesn't need to be there. No, that wouldn't have been the problem. Okay. Got really excited that I almost found the issue there. Okay, so git clone runs, and then we run our app. Let's see how this works, just to see if we're actually getting these written. It should not be this complicated to get them to die. Oh, Stony, I see right through that. You're just messing with me. I'm not gonna go for it. Oops. I know that I explained it pretty clearly. Yeah, it's something like that. I mean, yeah, for a lot of this, the environment variables are also even just like configuration things. They're not secrets. Ooh. Hold on. Terraform line 39. 39. Provider Linode. Connecting to the Linode API. TLS handshake timeout. Ooh. That seems like a one-off error. Seems to be the case. Okay. There's a couple other things I need to check too. First I need to verify. Okay. First I need to verify just that this is working. I don't know why I have that there, but that's okay. Okay, Linode seems to be responding now. Patiently waiting, patiently waiting. Well, while we wait, Stony, how do you feel about this whole like? Oh, that's so sweet. Been waiting for me. How do you feel about this whole channel setup? Because I think before I did have like a little overlay outline thing that I remember kind of liking. This obviously takes up the whole video real estate, which also might be kind of nice. Also, like webcam, yeah, right? Bottom right, top right. Chat bubble could be easy to read. Other than that, all right. I'm gonna go see if I can fix that chat bubble thing then. Gosh, I'm so easy. I cannot blame you for getting me distracted. I am so easy to get distracted. What is it? It's restream. I mean, this is all going off on its own anyway. So let's see. I want to see. Where do I change that? Events, video storage. What is it? Chat? Okay. Embed stream. Ah, no, here it is. Okay. Embed stream. No, appearance. Okay. I want. Not seeing it. Oh, here we go. This is it. What theme do I want? Okay, default. That's okay. No. Fortnite. No. Hold on, I'm not actually going to see what you're saying. I'm just... Comic. Ooh, I don't mind this one. PUBG. Lolbox. I think I'm just going to stick with the default. Let's check out the Minecraft one. All right. One sec. There. All right. New chat bubbles. I think are in... Oh, you know what? I may not have actually saved that. No, I did. New chat should be in place. Go ahead and say something. I think that's good, right? Is that... did it change? No, it doesn't look like it's changed, does it? Let me see. Embed chat. It should be... It should give me some... Yeah. It should look like that. Alright. You're on mobile? Oh, I guess I can change this font size. Let's see. Scale 120. 150. Hide messages after, let's say, 60 seconds. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. Scale should be bigger, but you can tell by the lack of capital first letters. You can tell by the lack of capital first letters. I'm sure that means something to someone. Okay, TF Linode 2 is still not responsive. So, let's see what's going on here. Let's SSH root at the IP address. Yes, we trust that. Let's CD into the app. Let's cat the temp file. I do see things now correctly. PM2 list is working correctly with the correct messaging. Let's npm run. Actually, let's echo domain empty. That's fine, I think. Npm run db seed. That should go. Throw an error, which is what I expected. Unfortunately. So this is still not working. Is it? What if I go? It's still not working. Okay. On mobile, your first letters get automatically. Oh, like I can tell you're not on mobile. Oh, right, because you're not capitalizing. Gotcha. I guess, kind of. Let's cat the caddy file. That is configured correctly. System CTL status caddy is running. Okay, and the domain name is pointed correctly. This doesn't make any sense. PM2 is working correctly. Caddy is okay. Let's see that it's running. Let's go node. Discover what port node is running on. Should be port 3004. PM2 Monit. That might be a good one. PM2 Monit. Server logs. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. $256,000 queued jobs and counting. Whoa, for your video transcoding? How to find out which is running on which port? This might be it. That's not it. Man, there was one that I saw the other day that like this, maybe. LS of, what if I don't know the port number? Here. Same as React to next step. Yes, this is the one that I want. DB transactions are nice, just not when you want to do stuff that has nothing to do with the transaction, but the transaction does block any writes. Yeah, why are you doing that? I mean, why are you doing... Hold on, sorry. Okay, it is listening on 3004. That's correct. Why are you doing things inside of transactions that are not related to the transaction? I would highly recommend scrutinizing that decision. No, not like that. I don't know what you mean. Okay, so is it seriously still not working? Like what? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to confirm that just the caddy service works. So let's go with ls/etcaddy. Okay. Where's the default caddy file? Default caddy file. Something like that. Quick start guide. Images. This might do it. No. Let's see. Transactions. You start a transaction for one show and put everything for that show in the same transaction. But that means you can't process side jobs for that show while processing a new show. Right? But if you don't use a transaction, it's much slower because of I/O and rollbacks are nice to have. Yes. I think what I mean, are you asking my opinion on this? I don't know. Okay. I'm a man of strong opinions. I think in this case, what you should probably do is you should probably do the least amount of things necessary in a transaction, but make sure that you cover everything that is required for that transaction. So anything that's critical that definitely needs to be undone if any part of that transaction fails goes in the transaction. Anything that's additional should probably go into like a queue, and it sounds like you have a queuing system set up already. So what you could do is do all of the side jobs in such a way that they get into a queue and can happen asynchronously, in addition to whatever other, like IO and rollbacks are nice, but not if they're blocking. And what were you saying? Let's see. You can't process side jobs for that show while processing a new show. Probably because you're using PHP. Actually, that was a joke, but to be honest, that could be the case. Like, that's one of the problems, or that's one of the things that I think, okay, C#. In that case, I have no idea about C#. Is C# single-threaded? I don't know what these, you use SQLite. Okay, SQLite can only handle a single write at a time, but it should be able to handle them super, super fast. No, it's billion threaded. I don't know, if you want to send a link, I can take a look. I can take a look and see. Or not. CPU bound. So this is where you're doing like the transcoding stuff. Are you doing database writes and transcoding in the same transaction? Is that what you're saying? If that's the case, I would look into some sort of event-driven architecture where you do the transcoding first, and then only after the transcoding is done do you update the database. Or you can do like an entry in the database first, do the transcoding, exit out, don't block on that main thread, and then once the transcoding is done, you can do some sort of event-driven thing that then goes and updates the database again, but like sets it from, a state of working to finished. There's no transfer. Well, I don't know what is holding up. I mean, certainly it can't just be writing to the database. That's not slow generally. You'd have to be dealing with like a ton of data at the same exact time. Reads and writes and stuff. Okay. What is my problem here? Where is my problem? At this point, I have no idea where my problem is. The caddy file is correct. The application is up and running. The domain name, 0.31. The domain name is configured correctly. Oh, is it because it's freaking HTTPS? No, I don't think so. Okay, I need to, you know what I need to do? I need to go to oscar.com. We're just gonna try and look at this. Where is Caddy? Here we go. Okay, so with that information, I should be able to see that ls of var www, no? Var, what is it? I just want to see the freaking default caddy file. Google.com. Default caddy file. Here we go. This is going to be it. This is it. Thank you. And it should be user share caddy. Okay. This basically that. Okay, let's do nano. That's caddy file. Let's turn off the reverse proxy and turn on. Oop. That. Okay, let's try reloading the caddy file. We're reloading caddy. Let's try. Okay, so what the heck is the problem? Instant transaction, you can't write to the database from another process. That's right, but how, like, what are you doing that is taking up so much time in a transaction? Like, how many writes are you doing within the same transaction? But you gave me what you needed. It's not a mission critical, so a transaction is not necessary. Well, I mean, you basically want to know if something fails during these writes. Like it's unlikely that some writes will fail, right? So I think it's not about making sure that everything rolls back if any writes fail. It's a matter of making sure that any writes that rely on some other write needs to happen together. So for example, if I have a user and author, and a author creates a new blog post, or I have an author and I have blog posts, right? An author creates a new blog post. What would that potentially look like? Or maybe a category blog post, right? So the author creates a new blog post with a new category. I basically need to create a category, create a blog, and create the union between those two, right? Those could technically be 3 separate transactions. The one that would be dangerous, the one that would be dangerous is the union or the relationship between blog post and new category, because if the category fails to be created, then that relationship kind of doesn't make sense. No, I don't know. That's a bad example. I don't know. Let's see. Can you make a guess with Pokemon with more than 1,000 episodes, 30 seasons, and their cast crew, imagine images and all that? Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there's a bunch of writes in there that would not be critical. Like, worst case scenario is an episode of Pokemon doesn't have certain cast and crew, and then maybe someone would report it. Or not. I don't know. It's probably subjective. Okay, so I reload caddy, and this is okay. So this is, let's see, URL DNS lookup. Okay. Actually, let's... No, what am I doing? I want to do an IP URL to IP lookup. Please. Okay, the IP address is correct. I have no idea. Oh, maybe I know what the problem is. No, this should be fine. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing. Let's go caddy auto HTTPS. Okay, that's what I want. Auto HTTPS off. Actually, this is like exactly what I want, basically. Let's nano/et caddy caddy file. Let's just delete everything. Paste that. Actually, I don't want to delete everything. I want to do that. I want to. Copy this and then take this off. Cool. Auto HTTPS off. Localhost is already set up correctly to file server. So according to that, okay, according to that, that should work. Let's reload caddy. That should be fine. You're killing me. Well, Stoney, the good news is the stream hasn't blown up yet. Imagine if upsert was not a thing. I know. Upsert is great. You're storing 1.5 gigabytes into 500 megabytes. I can't say you're a bad engineer for being very efficient with these. I don't understand what you mean by storing 1.5 gigabytes into 500 megabytes. Seems not possible, but my desktop, like, what is the hardware or which version of Linux am I running? Because I'm running Ubuntu. Yes. Yeah, Ubuntu. Pretty generic entry-level Linux distro, I'd say. But honestly, I have not been interested in trying something else, although I do hear Linux distros are such a thing. It's a whole conversation. I am curious about Arch. I'm Arch curious. But I can't seem to get beyond what I'm trying to work on. They always mess up Ubuntu somehow. Manjaro never killed itself from an update. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't explored any other ones. I feel like Ubuntu, as like the Canonical, does a really good job of adding features that I kind of see in other operating systems, and I'm like, ooh, that looks nice. Like Mac will add some new features with like touch controls or whatever, or gestures, and it's like it takes a while for Ubuntu to catch up, but then it gets those. I don't know about other distros though. Like, I just think Ubuntu is pretty solid and works well. Yeah, I mean, if you have another recommendation, I'm also really curious about Pop OS from System 76. Those look really nice too. But at the end of the day, I don't know, Ubuntu is just like easy. So why the is this not working? XFCE. I've never heard of that. Oh, it's just another operating system. Looks a lot like Ubuntu. I mean, I guess also kind of looks like OS, so Mac OS. Actually looks a lot like an old version of Mac OS. Lightweight desktop environment for Unix-like operating systems. Gotcha. Wait, it can run on Ubuntu. Wait, so it's not an it's not an operating system. Got you. It's like the UI. It's like the UI side of things. So Ubuntu is like the operating system, and Unity is Ubuntu's visual display. Is that right? Okay, got it. Thank you for the explanation. Now, please explain to me how to get my app working. Because right now, at this point right now, it should even just be running. Okay, I'm going to try. Holding my breath, apparently. I have no idea what else to try. Right now, the caddy, like the default caddy file, should be serving at the domain name. The domain name is routed correctly. The IP address is there. I'm logged into the server. I have caddy running. Wait, system CTL status caddy. Caddy is running. I'm hosting on Linode. Actually, yes, I think you're right about the Unity GNOME thing. Oh, I reached 100 messages today with Restream Chat. Great, thanks for that. Okay. Caddy is working. I mean, even with Caddy running on just its like plain default Caddy file, it should serve up. This is like the, am I in, okay, I'm in the right box. This is like the worst part of development. Can I, it's getting it is able to access the server and get some. Yes, I hate DevOps too. I'm an application developer. Some people love it, and that's fine if that's your jam. I don't. This is painful. I should change the title to just like watch me torture myself. The real killer thing is I'm so close. I just don't know what is missing. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do next is I am going to try rebuilding everything. I think I'm going to run all of this stuff from scratch. So I'm actually just going to comment this whole file out. So it's going to run. It's not going to do anything. I'm going to get up into the server and then hopefully rerun everything. So let's try that. Let's try starting over. I don't know. Okay, there's something so lovely about using Docker. Does the domain resolve? So I think so. Okay, let's exit. Let's do Terraform, destroy the universe, and rebuild the universe. This should be much faster because we're not going to do the whole server configuration stuff script. It should provision our server. It should get our database provisioned correctly. And then it should copy our source code. And then it should basically run this command without actually doing anything, really. And then I'm going to run this one at a time. Once this is done, I'm going to go through line by line and see what the problem is. And my domain name should be configured correctly to, like, in Terraform. It should update my domain. Yes, it will. No, wait. Ah. No, okay. It does do that right. So domain name, the DNS thing is correct. Application IP address, perfect. Domain ID, right. That's fine. Okay. It's creating the database. Oh shoot, I forgot to tell people I was streaming today. I'm gonna do that. Hold on, what'd you say? You can just tell the AI to do all the DevOps. Dude, I know. So as someone that's like done some AI application building, I am at a point where I'm being reinvigorated for building out app ideas, and at the same time also feeling overwhelmed by what would have to go into it. So what was the one that I thought today was going to be a really good one? An app, basically Facebook Marketplace, which itself would be pretty overwhelming. Like Craigslist, an app to sell stuff in your area, right? Craigslist was good, except where Facebook Marketplace is better is, one, people probably like already have an account if you're on Facebook already. Two, Facebook does a really good, Facebook's real killer benefit over Craigslist is they have their own AI built in to know if I search for like a mountain bike or like a specific brand of bike, like even just the make and the model name. it knows through context that I'm talking about a bicycle, and it might show me some other bicycles or something close. Or even if I like misspell it, it knows how to search for the correct spelling, right? It's got some level of intelligence. The problem is that I would like to solve is use AI, and Facebook does a good job of this, of doing computer vision, of determining what's in the photo and having some context around that as well. But I think what I would really love is an app that I just want to get rid of some stuff, and it's so much, it's the bar to actually post stuff is so high that I just like never get around to selling it. But if I could take my phone, log into an app, and then just snap a photo of something, right? Click, ka-chunk, whatever. It will pre-fill. It'll like do on my device, have an embedded inference tool, or AI, computer vision inference tool, that will determine what is, the main subject in the photo, and identify what it is, maybe what parts it is, or what brand or whatever. Go and find maybe do some research to find what it might sell for, what like the trending sales price is, and just like a description, maybe even of the status of it, if it's like good condition or like used or whatever, and generate the listing for me. Basically, so ideally all I have to do is take a photo of a thing and then review it and hit OK and publish, or I can like make the changes I want. And that would be so good. And then on the buying side of things, you'd basically have the same experience as Facebook Marketplace, where I search for something and I can see like semi-related things. I just want to like sell stuff easier. So what do you say? Let's see. Same. Yeah, go get all the specs, all the existing product, marketing photos, prices. Yeah, exactly. And I don't think, like, I saw someone build something that was kind of similar. I don't think it has to go, like, the one that I saw was just specifically for tools, and it went to like Home Depot and got all of the information about that tool and created the description of it. I think that would be a little bit difficult, because if we're talking about something that's just arbitrary stuff, it could be like a homemade coffee table. You're never going to get the specs for that. Like, doesn't exist, right? But you could just generate a description, and maybe based off what else is in the marketplace, you could say, oh, how much does handmade coffee tables go for? Even better for an AI, it would be hard to always tell the correct Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, right, like, it's not going to tell you the model number. It's going to return some level of confidence of what it thinks it is. And then you would review it as a human. And as a programmer, you could say, well, if the level of confidence is below 95%, skip that input and just have the human fill it in, right? But yeah, I don't think I'm going to build that. Okay, where are we? This is resolved. Cool. Let's see. Did this, in theory, this shouldn't actually be doing anything. Okay. So what we're going to do is grab that IP address, SSH root at, I wonder if I can do this, tflinode2.austingill.com. No. Root at known hosts, rm that.ssh/known hosts. Cool. And then let's try this again. So the domain name is pointed correctly. It feels like I should be able to get in with the domain name, but I can't. But if I do the IP address, I can. I don't know. I guess I would have to expose port 22, but it should be exposed by default. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, so the server init file should have, and this is going to be the very boring part. Actually, I'm just going to skip to just the caddy stuff for now. Shoop. 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 And a shoop. So, and then what do we got? If you could just type in a model number and brand, it's not too much. Yeah, and also like, as a real lazy person, I just wouldn't put the model and brand number, or model number and brand, like whatever. You can see for yourself, you know? Yeah, sure. Do it yourself, Stony. I'll just blame my problems on the hackers. Yeah, for sure. Gotta have someone to blame. And it's not gonna be me. Okay, so if I go to IP address, I see the caddy thing. Great. If I go to tf linode 2 and do not, well, that's some progress already. Then we need to do this. I need to nano that file. Going to copy this. Pretty much. You know what? I'm just gonna. Yeah, no, I can get rid of everything. I wish there was a faster way to delete everything. Oh, I mean, there kind of is, right? I literally have it right here. Burp. And then we'll do that. This should be tf linode 2.austinguild.com. File server. Shoot, I got rid of the line that I wanted. It was hold on. Okay, I forgot about it. That was dumb. Default caddy file. Austin has access to the IP. You just have. There's no point of trying. I mean, I don't know what I would do with access to someone else's IP address anyway. What was it? Oh, it was on Google, that's for sure. Okay. Inline options. This is what it was. Cool. I do want to keep this. Thank you. So reverse proxy, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to put in that line. So basically the only thing I want to change is the domain name on that. And then I need to systemctl restart caddy. Okay, now in theory, that no longer works. Okay. Linode 2. So this is the problem. This is the part that's not working for some reason. You would follow the protocol. Sure. All right. What is this? Free 3 exec, or is it freaksec? How are we pronouncing this? What webcam you got? Is the Ozbot Tiny or something else? It is not the Ozbot Tiny. I did look at that one. It is the Insta360 link, I think. Freezek. You got some good jokes, Freezek. I like it. Insta360 link. Did I get that name right? Insta360 link. Yeah, it's a cool one. I compared the two. I think this one was supposed to come with some slightly better specs. I don't remember exactly what. It's not great on Linux because it has a companion app you're supposed to download with it that makes it much better. So you could do like gestures and stuff. The gestures for some reason are just broken on this one. Like I'm supposed to be able to like zoom in and out and like turn the face tracking on and off. Fortunately, I can turn the tracking off if I just tap it. Now I can move around. I do like the tap. It's all right. Relative has Insta360 record search. Yeah, it's good. The requirement for me is almost always that it has to be easy to use, easy to set up, and part of that means using a USB. I did have a DSLR set up with the Elgato little HDMI to USB adapter thing, and that's just like, it doesn't work all the time. The camera would overheat, blah, blah, blah. Brave. That's because you are at TF Node 2, not TF Linode 2. Okay. No, it's the wrong domain name. So this is the weirdest thing because I've used Caddy so many times. You know what? I wonder if it's this block here. Yeah, the webcam to DSLR connectivity thing. But it's tough because with the DSLR, with just the DSLR, you need to output HDMI and then somehow turn that into something that a computer can consume, which is where the like Elgato capture card comes in, right? Just HDMI to USB. Okay. But then DSLR, the other problem is then you have the battery issue. So then you also need to get what's called a dummy battery, which is like plugs into the battery slot, but then has a cable that goes and like plugs into a power source. That's problem number 2, which is solvable with another product, the dummy battery. Problem number 3 that I ran into that I could not overcome was overheating. Just like running a camera constantly, like I had the screen off, I had lower quality resolution, and still it would overheat and just blah. Change the cert to prod. Okay, so you are able to see it. Then why the hell can I not see it? This happened last time, and I don't know what the freaking problem is. I know my cert is staging, and that should be fine because it'll just throw up an SSL error message. HTTPS also going to be fine. What Caddy will do is generate a self-signed certificate, which the browser doesn't respect for security reasons, but will work. But for some reason... Oh, you know what I bet it is? This is going to be dumb. Oh, did I spell that wrong? I totally spelled that wrong. I bet it's something like this. Would this make sense? Something like that. Okay, is it going to be, oops, that's not even my, no. Okay, thank you. Maybe. If this is it, I'm gonna be so like relieved and upset at myself. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try proxy. Oh. proxy browser. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's proxy, sure. Let's go tf linode to lostandguild.com. Oh, that's very frustrating. Why is this not working? I have no. Okay. Asking the audience here. DNS cached. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It doesn't work. Stony, the redirect. The redirect will be solved when I do go live. Right now, I'm just trying to get this problem sorted out. Chrome doesn't let you skip SSL warning due to HSTS. So you're saying, okay. Yeah, the Let's Encrypt rate limiting sucks. What DNS server are you using? If Google or Cloudflare, they have pages for you to request clearing the cache of a DNS record. I don't think it's caching at the DNS level. I'm pretty sure it's caching at the local machine level. So it's either browser level DNS, computer level DNS, router level DNS. It could potentially be ISP, but it's probably not that far. But something. So let me look this up one more time. Ubuntu flush DNS cache. Yeah, I agree. And I would say it's definitely not the cloud DNS level because Freezek gave us the hint that they were able to pull it up. So maybe it's this one. Well, system browser cloud, did you restart your browser session? I was opening it in a private browser. Oh yeah, that's right. That's weird. But yeah, brand new private session, so that shouldn't be a browser session issue. tflinode2.awesomeguild.com. Still doesn't work, but that's all right. I can get by with this. If this is what I have to do, fine. Not my favorite thing. Certainly not, but I don't care. I need to get some work done. So let's close that. Let's close that. Let's open this. Go back over there. Let's go tflinode2. Really frustrated that that's not working locally, but okay. Let's go there. DNS is not bypassed incognito. Okay, but then I don't know what to do. Just close the browser? Reopen the browser? I don't want to do that. Okay. Let's say this is working, right? That means probably all of these things that I did to try and fix it earlier were not necessary. So let's do resetting server init. Let's push this up. Okay. Yeah, closing the browser too. I don't want to close the browser though. I guess I can close. No, you know what? Because this is fine to close. I am going to copy this because I haven't shared it. So share this project. I am going to grab this and put it somewhere that I'm not going to lose it, hopefully. Pew, 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 pew. Oh. There you go. Boop, 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 boop. I do not see my thing. I do. I see my mouse on both screens. Page 1, page 2, page 3. Page 3 is not set up correctly. page 4. Also not. Okay. That's fine. This thing's gonna go. Page 4. Let's copy that and let's paste that there. I do see it on both screens. That's dumb. And page 3. I also see it on both screens. Okay, cool. The app is saved. We don't need that. Let's copy this. Close the browser. Try opening it up. You freaking piece of crap. Oh, I wonder if that was the problem. Is the SSL certificate that I had used for the previous session? Maybe, but thank you, chat. Thank you, Chad. That was nice. Okay. Ugh, so much effort for something so pointless. Competing browser engine, that's a good point. Let's see. Okay, there is a way to clear HSTS flags for a domain in Chrome. However, if your website is configured a certain way, the problem may remain. That's not a bad idea. This streamer should be. I should. Oh no! What are you doing, camera? Hey, bro, up here. Yeah, thank you. Where'd you go? Are you following me? No, you're not. Yes, you are. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, that's funny. It would be cool to do, like, who were we talking to? Earlier, someone was saying, like, I had mentioned that we should have a streaming platform specifically for developers. And they were like, yeah, I'm going to build it. And I was like, if we had something like that, it would be cool to have essentially pair programming sessions, like available pair programming. I think you would have to have it set up. Maybe you have like VIP access where I could give someone write privileges to my source code, but not execution privileges, or like you could do like different levels, sort of like how VS Code has live share built in. You can give varying levels of, like, you have access to read my code, but you can't write to it. Or you have access to write my code, but you can't execute it. Or you have full access to even like run executables in my terminal or something like that. Just let them use your mouse and keyboard. I guess that's true. There was one that got greedy. Who was it? Okay. Great. So we are going to essentially destroy the whole universe and rebuild it from scratch. This time we know to close the browser and reopen it. And we have our source code back in place. So the question here now that I'm trying to solve is, with these environment variables, why aren't they working from a bash profile, but they are working inline? Hey, no, I'm not. I mean, I think it'd be cool to have like a bash alias called like Thanos snap, although that's a lot to type. If it was called Live EDU or something like that. It's just streaming. Okay, there is one that is really good. What is it? Scrimba. Have y'all seen Scrimba? So this one is really cool because what you can do, where is it? What you can do is actually watch people write code.
Hi there and welcome to Scrimba. We have over 60 coding
Apparently you can't skip. Oh, you can't skip intros.
We've got right. Well, let's actively entire course. You'll get started. Happy coding.
Okay, can I close this? Oh, I could just click. Okay, so the cool thing about this is you can watch someone do their video tutorials. Apparently Jane is talking to me on some screen share or presentation. But then at any point during the talk, I think I clicked this.
Hi there, and
no, that's not it. At any point during the presentation, I can go into the source code and I can actually interact with the source code and make changes. And then when I want to replay, like, where is it? Pair. I think that's actually the demo. Yes, pair and skiing. And if I did something like Austin, run, then, hey, my name's Austin. I love skiing. And then somewhere in here, you have
welcome to Scrimba.
The actual lesson,
mind-blowing AI-powered applications
that you can follow along with.
There as well with a path that'll
and while you're following along, you can watch the code, you can modify the code, and if you get back on track with what you were watching, you can jump to the place in the code that they're talking about. So if I like start reading the code and get lost, and then I want to jump back in, it does. I don't know. I've done it a couple times. It's really good. Let's see. Scrimba is more for interactive tutorials. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Scrimba, yes. It's pretty good. Good. If you are good at following tutorials. Honestly, I think as far as like actually learning something, it's probably the best format because live streams are fun and interactive and you get a lot of like the debugging stuff, but I feel like they don't actually get necessarily from like you don't always get to the desired end result. Case in point, YouTube videos that are like scripted are good because you go from beginning to end as you should. However, it's only video. And so I feel like sometimes you end up thinking that you're learning, but you're not actually implementing a lot of the code. Or you're following along exactly how they want, and you don't actually like change it and break it in ways that you learn from. And Scrimba seems to be like a nice combination of the two. What was that proxy service you use? I just looked up proxy service or like web proxy. I think that one was called Croxy Proxy. I've used Kick-Ass Proxy before. I think HA Proxy is another one. Yes, basically syncs the video to timestamps. Yeah, I think it's great. So a designer who sucks at coding and not willing to listen and make real product. Are you talking about Scrimba still? Okay, with that set up, I feel like this is not loading again, but it should be. So we're gonna take the debugging step of closing and reopening the browser to find that it is still not working, and that's okay for the time being. And what we'll do next is we will get into the servers, SSH root at that, yes. We will confirm that the app is working. Okay, we'll confirm the logs on the app seems to be correct. We will confirm the caddy file is caddy is written correctly. It is. And that's everything. That's all I know. That's where we were, and I don't know why this is not working. And once again, it does not. Can't learn from tutorials like that. So for me to learn, you have to be working. Yeah, I mean, working on your own project is the best way to learn. But it's hard. I think building your own thing is good once you have a certain level of foundational knowledge about the thing you're building. And then the surface area of what you don't know is like pretty limited, because then you know what you have right, and you know a small amount of where things could have gone wrong. But for a lot of people that don't know all of these things, it's good to have a tutorial, because you need a little bit more of the guardrails on what is working correctly. Wait, Stony, who are you talking about? You're not talking about me, right? I'm not doing AI tutorials lately. Alternatively, working on a customer's project is great. Yeah, for sure. Learning and getting paid to learn is a great combo. So, Caddy. How about the Caddy system? Systemctl status Caddy. Well, I think the getting paid to learn, I don't think it's a matter about telling them or not. I think part of doing a job is learning, and you just have to bake that into your pricing, if that makes sense. Okay, let me try Qwik. Let's try proxy.com. Just little sanity check here. Looks like it's not load. Yes, request failed. That's fine. Almost a good thing. Arguably good. Okay, so the application server is running. Application server is running. Reverse proxy is pointing to the correct port. Domain name is pointed to the correct IP address. So let's do another little sanity check on this. Let's go, and once again, let's go GitHub master caddy file. No. Okay, let's go. It is. Gosh. Now at least I'm not in an incognito tab, so once I do this, it should be in the history. Let's go default caddy file. There. And that's the line that I want. Close that. Whoops. It's CAD. Burp. Turn you off. System reload. Is that right? Yes. So at this point, it shouldn't care about the node thing. It should just purely show the default caddy page, which it is not. Proxy is not going to show that either. What do we have back in chat? Plex server with 60 terabytes of content. Oh, Plex being like the video platform. You don't have to actually be a police officer, but because I'm always there, can make me a mod. Yeah. Show what? Sony, the your app you're working on? Freezak, thanks for hanging out. Glad you're here. Have a good one. Yeah, my screen size is not... Your app was broken, not my screen size. Okay, let's confirm. Just for shits and giggles, domain name is correct. Domain is .to. Domain name is correct. What is going on? Don't need you. Don't need you. I have no idea what to do next. Break it some more by adding breakpoints. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's just check out this app. Not letting... Yeah, so right now, essentially what I'm trying to do is get a Terraform script that does a whole bunch of stuff. So I basically had Terraform destroy all of the infrastructure that we had working and rebuild it without having changed a whole lot to test if it was that DNS issue. Turns out it's not, but the weird thing is, at this point, it should just be the default caddy file or caddy file that's being served. And that DNS issue, I feel like, should be gone. So it suggests that, well, this is a different issue. It's not the DNS because the proxy service also was having trouble finding it. So let's see. And this is... Do I have Firefox on here? I do. All right, Firefox, are you going to be the one that saves me? No. So I think the domain name is resolving correctly. What happens if I just go to the IP address? Nothing. I think the domain name is resolving correctly to the right IP address. The IP ad or the computer itself. Let's see. Tried PHP, works great for. Yeah, so I pinged the domain just a moment ago, and we are getting pings. We are getting content coming back or data coming back. Don't know what that issue is. So I don't think I need to worry about the Node server that's running because as it stands, the caddy file that we're using is only, should be showing this content. And I guess I could like confirm that it's there. Yes, we have it. Okay, so it should show that index.html file. Okay, let's try reload caddy one more time. Oh, I don't know. This is the sort of thing that sucks the life out of me. There's one step that... Let me try a different proxy. Proxy service. I mean, if it loads fine for me... Wait, it still loads fine for you. So, this is what I'm thinking. That's what I thought too, but my proxy service did not load it. I'm down for Stony, and I'm thinking maybe me too, if that's how you say your name. I'm thinking for you, maybe you're actually DNS is cached and showing the previous IP address. So request resource could not be loaded. So I think that's the I think it legitimately is down. What's this? That IP address is correct. That IP, so the server, the DNS record is pointing to the correct IP address. Yeah, they're pretty good. We'll say that. Same IP that I'm getting when you ping it. Okay, so you are right, which makes sense from the console that you would get the correct IP address, but when you load your browser, if the DNS is cached at the browser level, then that domain name would be associated with a different IP address than what would resolve when you ping it, if that makes sense. If it's at the OS level, then that would be then you should get the same IP address, right? So I mean, I'm just gonna keep trying the same stuff over and over because I have no idea. It's not working. Just curled with K to ignore the invalid cert and got the HTML response. You work with the guys who make this stuff, can't you ask? What? I work with the guys that make what? Ubuntu and Chromium and Caddy and what other stuff am I using? Node? No, I don't work with those guys. Okay. Me too. You are a shining beacon of hope that this is somehow set up correctly. One thing I can do is just change the domain name because that seems to be giving me like way too many problems. What DNS servers am I using? at my operating system level? That is a good question. Whatever Ubuntu ships with. Unless you're talking about my registrar, in which case I have my domain name registered somewhere else, but I am managing the domain for this specific project also in Linode. And the reason for that is because this is how I can essentially configure everything with Terraform to automate everything, which I would think would have made this better, but at this point I've spent so much time on these dang things. Okay. These ding dang things. Okay, me too. Let me curl, what is it? That? What's the syntax for curl just colon slash that. Okay, cool. And then we can pass the -k flag, right? Not OS or router level DNS. In that case, oh, thanks. Stupid. Okay, it's me. Clearly it's me. But why is it me? It's not just me. It's Chrome. Like, look. Well, it's not my browser though, right? Because I opened this with like 3 different browsers and I still get the same error. So it's definitely OS level. So I guess one thing I didn't do was flush Ubuntu DNS. I didn't do this again. Domain. Oh, you son of a gun. Wait. That is not the right IP address. And clearing this doesn't seem to work. Okay. Is it this? Is that it? It's still not right. Let's try this one. Okay, let's... yeah, the SSL expected, yeah. Yeah, denim jeans guy. The SSL is a self-signed cert, so we do expect the error. Oh, me too. I appreciate that vote of confidence that it didn't work for me as well, but... yeah, I mean, I'm trying, like, screaming is the best thing I have right now. Browser did just clear the DNS itself. So... oh, man, it's like... I'm gonna try Firefox again. Whoa. No, come on now. TF linode2.austingill.com. Not gonna load. Okay. Clearly, I'm not going to get to do the thing that I wanted to do today. Yeah. You know, the weird thing about this job is, like, I have a lot of experience at everything else. No, that's not true. I have a lot of experience at, like, a lot of different things, that it's surprising how little experience I have. Yes, that's what I want to say. I have a lot of experience in, like, building websites and even deploying websites, and none of that experience is useful for this one thing that I'm trying to deal with, which is DNS level caching. And it feels like the overlap there should be very, like, comprehensive, but it's not. The networking stuff, I'm like that sad corgi meme. Or no, sad Shiba Inu. Literally powerless. Listen, computer, it's right there. I'm even gonna do, watch, I'm even gonna do the curl. This is from a remote, right? Where is it? I'll even do it from my own machine. And it won't work. Oh my gosh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. What's wild about this, okay, does the proxy work though? Let's try it one more time. You two have a lot of experience, a lot of things, but always end up dealing with things. Yeah. I mean, that does make sense though, right? Because when you have a lot of experience, you get through that part of the work quicker. And then the stuff you don't know, like, keeps you there longer. But do the systemd command again. Close all the browsers, all the windows. Whoa. Denim Jeans guy, you can see the caddy server. That's great. This is going to be a different type of software programming. Is I'm going to make changes to my software, and you guys are going to tell me when those changes land. And it's going to be, instead of trying to improve the speed of turnaround for software developers, we're going to, like, slow it way down. The next iteration of this is I'm going to start sending you guys snail mail requests and say, hey, can you reload your browser and then send me back a Polaroid photo? Let me just share your screen. Oh, dang, all self-taught. That's impressive. I mean, impressive that you've self-taught without being employed. Yeah, slow it way down. Okay. I'm done for today. I normally would have been done by now anyway and had felt a little bit more good about myself, but I'm going to end the stream feeling pretty bad. But I'm glad that y'all are here. It kills me that, like, this is something that Denim's Jeans guy, I trust that you are seeing the server. In fact, from a completely different system, I technically see the HTML myself as well. So I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to try and end it on this. I'm going to readjust that caddy file. Where is it? To bring back the app as it should be working. I'm going to reload caddy so that in this way, at least theoretically, the HTML should be different. It looks like, okay, that is the application that we should be seeing. That is my app. Yep, it's a Qwik app. If you want, you may send me back here. Okay. For a raid? Yeah, I got you. If you need someone to press reload again, you know your man. Yeah, thanks. Yes, it changed. Thanks. Oh man. Okay, so Denim Jeans guy, let me ask you this. Ideal scenario, you should be seeing Pokemon. You do see the Pokemon. You see a list with 9 Pokemon on it. Like a table. Actually, what the fuck am I doing? I mean, sorry, what am I doing? I can totally do a search for Squirtle. Bam. I have confirmed. Who needs a browser? Who needs a browser? Guys, I got this. Squirtle, right there. Easy. I appreciate that though. Y'all are great. Okay. That is, you know what? That we're gonna end on a high note. Y'all are seeing it fine. I don't know. Like I'm in the pain cave right now myself because I feel useless, which is a totally normal state of mind for a developer. It fixed after rebooting. Yeah, I imagine that's going to be the same thing for me. It's definitely narrowed it down to a DNS caching issue, which is one of the most frustrating bugs in all of web development. Something that you run into pretty infrequently, though, because DNS changes are infrequent. So tomorrow I will be streaming again at starting between 1 and 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard. I'm going to have that issue probably resolved because I'm going to change the domain name so that this caching issue should be gone. But the application is working. And tomorrow's stream is all about... tomorrow's stream, hopefully I won't be destroying Terraform universe. I will only be modifying certain aspects of it, particularly around the VPC. So then maybe we won't be changing IP addresses so much, which means we won't run into these DNS issues so much. Yeah, one of the DNS lookups in 3 months. Remember when it used to take... Yeah, that is... Okay, you want to know a true story? Actually, I'll leave you guys on this one. Worst DNS story... Actually, this is almost the worst DNS story. Worst DNS story I've ever had was I worked at an agency doing WordPress at the beginning of my career. And the way we were kind of a scrappy little shop, we didn't have automated systems quite in place. So the way that we did migrations or like redesigns was we build it locally. We modified our host files so that when I go to like clientdomain.com, instead of loading their website, it would load my local WordPress install for whatever I'm working on, right? We would do like a migration file that would take the database and the file system and like copy it over, basically deploy a staging version of the site that had all the data it needed, had the IP address, so that ultimately all we had to do was finally just point the domain name. And we've done like a search and replace of the database to change the old domain for the new domain, or you know, doing like encoded URLs as well. Like we had it pretty buttoned down. So when it was my turn to deploy the website, we also had a pool table and beer on tap in this agency, so I may have gotten a little bit distracted, but I was actually fine. And what happened was we would do our domain or like DNS migration changes at the end of the day because I'm on the West Coast. It's kind of the end of all business hours for at least the whole country. So we would wait until the end of our business day, and then I would stay after, like pull in a late shift and do the domain change, and then I would be there in case something went wrong. And in case something went wrong, it would happen at like very not peak hours. So I go to make this DNS change. Same process I've made a ton of times before. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I got a beer because it's like an easy process. It's pretty lax. It's just nothing super high pressure. I go to make the DNS change, and I do it to point to the new server where the new domain is. And I keep on like reloading the browser, and it's not changing. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I know what the problem is. It's a DNS caching issue. Close my browser, reopen it, didn't work. Go to the operating system, flush the DNS cache. Sometimes that works, didn't work. Try a different browser, try all this and that. Like a million things that I've tried for 3 hours. For 3 hours, I was there waiting for this one DNS change to kind of take effect. And I understand that it can take up to 72 hours or whatever. The problem was, so I'm there, and this has never happened before, right? So I'm there, and I'm like, what the heck could be the issue? And after 3 hours of like bashing my head against the wall and trying to figure this out, I'm looking online at all the different things that could be the issue. I'm calling people up at this point and doing basically what you guys are doing with me. And people are like, yeah, I see the new website. It looks great. And I'm like hiding my frustration of like, cool, thanks for the, I'm glad you think it's cool. I just wanted to show you the cool new website. I'm not like trying to hide the fact that it's not working for me. I'm like, what the heck is wrong? And anytime you do DNS stuff, I don't know about y'all, but it's like really scary because you mess something up at DNS level, you could mess up hugely. Like you could actually accidentally take down email routing and then like nuke emails for the entire company. That's the worst. Anyway, long story short, I go through some debugging steps, and it turns out that your Wi-Fi router has its own level of DNS caching, and I literally had to physically unplug the router and plug it back in. And after doing that, I could see the website. It was crazy. It was so frustrating, and it was so worth the free beer after. Oh man, me too. You've been around 23 years. That's awesome. You ready to retire? Yeah, I'm ready to retire too. No, I didn't put my local IP address. That would have been the worst. I mean, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. No, I have been that dumb, but I am no longer that dumb. Yeah. That's smart. Well, shoot, me too. I was really glad having you on this stream. I don't know if you've been around lurking before, if it's your first time, but you should definitely come back. It was a pleasure and also very helpful. I appreciate that. You tried moving from Cloudflare to DigitalOcean because of the infinite records. Never again. I can't imagine needing infinite records. Although, you know what? If I was a company like Netlify, like they would need infinite records because and yeah, No Mercy might have this. If you're deploying subdomains for your customers, then you don't know how many customers there's going to be. Yeah, Stony Eagle is everywhere. They're an omnipresent. Maybe it's just a bot. I tried to meet Stony Eagle once in person, and they didn't let me. So maybe Stony is a bot. AI that passed the Turing test. All right, well, my app is up. I just realized I'm going to have to demo this, and I really hope I don't run into this specific issue when I demo. I'm going to deploy 2 completely separate instances. I'm not going to tear down and rebuild. That's going to happen next time. All right, thanks for hanging out, guys. Let's get this raid going. Let's go over to Twitch, and who are we going to raid? Stony, you gave... Stony, are you an LLM? Totally. Yeah. Okay, where did you say, Stony? Something way up. There we go. Codex here, huh? Yeah, we could do it. Yeah, cash you next time, I think is what you meant to say. Okay. We are taking off. Thanks for hanging out, guys, again, and appreciate all of the help. I especially appreciate the debugging. It didn't actually get me a solution, but it does make me feel not as absolutely crazy. Hey, your DNS works? Does my DNS work? I don't think so, but next time. Yeah, the stream was a little bit wild. It was nuts for how little actually happened. Like, I don't think I got anything done except for ultimately debugging what the problem was. But that's on y'all, so props around. All right, let's hit this raid. I'll be on tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard. Hopefully I catch y'all then. Yeah, I learned how to use curl again. That's right.